The portfolio. The portfolio is the key to getting accepted to a good art and design school, as well as being eligible for a good scholarship. But never forget that the grades in your other classes are 50% of the presentation. It is also important, but not necessarily a requirement, to make honors grades the junior and senior years. Good grades are always a good thing. Never believe anyone who ever tries to tell you that only your portfolio is important and that your grades outside of art and design classes are not important. You must deal with that fact. The point of the portfolio is to show the school how well prepared you are for college in regard to creativity and skill development. Remember, it's not your goal to become a finished professional artist in high school. That is why you go to college. Your job in high school is to be prepared for the rigors of college. Prepare for challenging and demanding daily work, long hours, aggressive critiques, lots and lots and lots of drawing, and having everything complete according to directions and on time. All right, let me reiterate a few important facts and issues. I cannot stress enough that there is no art college on the face of the earth that wants to see anything ever in a student portfolio that was copied from a photograph or someone else's image. Period. Don't do this. I know a lot of art teachers who do this, and I don't mind saying that it's laziness on their part and a complete waste of your time. Also, it's a crime. Yes, it is plagiarism. You are stealing someone else's property, their intellectual property. Don't do it. Draw only from observation and or imagination. Do not even draw from your own photos. There may be a good reason to do that for a class in college or in the future on your design job, but for now, that's not the time. Remember, by observation, I mean from actual three-dimensional life. The life of people, places, and things. Okay, the portfolio again. What is contained in the portfolio is as varied as the young artists who submit them, but there are certain must-have things. A student should be able to show drawing competence by having examples of people, places, and things drawn from direct observation. A self-portrait drawn from a mirror. A still life showing accurate light and shadow. Competence in the element of art, design, color, and space. Choices for the submitted pieces of work should also reflect your interest in a prospective major. For example, a candidate for a School of Architecture should exhibit a concern for creating spaces, not just walls. Ideally, a portfolio will reflect a creative and competent style that is more the product of a long-term investigation by you than the assignments given by your art teachers. Well, this is the same thing as the AP concentration, in case you're wondering. But few portfolios are ideal. This is a goal to work toward, not a requirement. Okay. There are three types of portfolios: the entrance portfolio, the scholarship portfolio, and the AP or IB portfolio, Advanced Placement International Baccalaureate. The entrance portfolio is sent out with your admissions information early in your senior year. This portfolio will get you accepted for entrance, but will not be as complete as what you will need to be considered for the big scholarships. That work will be done during the rest of your senior year. This is another reason why I discourage early enrollment. It deprives you of presenting what should be the best work in your portfolio. The entrance and scholarship portfolios can and should be custom designed for the school for which they are intended.
Pointillism, yeah.
Do you hate that, or
Very
do you like
long
that?
time. I did not necessarily enjoy the process as much, but I love the results.
Very visceral. I can just feel that.
Again, concentration last year. Like flying vehicle, like now we have limited
I was about to ask
ground.
you, are these
Exactly.
supposed
So
to be
this
on
is
the ground,
looking
or are
up.
these supposed to be up here? They're supposed to be up there.
Okay, your art teacher may, after developing a good relationship with certain colleges of art and design, and after years of seeing which types of portfolios do best at selected colleges, counsel you on exactly which pieces you need to emphasize in your portfolio for the maximum return in scholarships. I will discuss this further in a later video. Colleges usually require a portfolio that contains 20 images. I counseled my students to have, by mid-year of their senior year, 30 to 36 competent images for their portfolio. This is the ideal, but unfortunately not the norm. You must make every effort in your sophomore, junior, and senior years to be exceedingly productive, or you will not have the amount of work necessary to be competitive for scholarships. Colleges recommend the work in your portfolio be exclusively from your junior and senior years. So work hard, kids. The high school where I spent most of my career was a jock factory that specialized in turning out athletes of all sports, especially football, basketball, and baseball, who would earn college athletic scholarships. There are a considerable number of alumni who have had and are currently having careers in professional sports. As a teacher, I was inspired by their coaches. You should take some clues from the athletes' activities as well. The typical athlete who gets accepted to a college team with a scholarship spends about 2 to 3 hours a day during the season practicing and 1 or 2 hours for conditioning during the off season. This is in addition to going to classes and doing the same kind of homework that you do.
This is a continued exploration of dyslexia. It was my concentration, my drawing concentration junior year, but I decided to explore the idea more, but in photography, which is something I wasn't too familiar with last year. What I did with this piece was like I said earlier, I always start with the thumbnail sketch. I try portrait, landscape, and I also figure out lighting in here, where the camera's gonna be, height, how far, and then I get my result. It's a good way of figuring out how I want to compose the image. It's a good way of, I do multiple, but in this one I only have one because I couldn't find the other ones. I probably did 5 or 6 sketches of this, and it's really combining ideas is what happens through all these thumbnails. It evolves from a very simple thumbnail to the final product.
So how did you put your photograph together?
I actually had a friend help me. It probably took 6 hours. We dumpster dove in a half-price books dumpster. We actually did get in trouble, and then we talked to the manager, but The overall process took 6 to 7 hours, and then this was done in my basement actually. Tearing books up, building a throne out of books, which is me. The reason why I'm sitting on the books is to represent me physically or mentally overcoming dyslexia, but yet I still have the problem showing the dictionary upside down, which is the holder of wall word, showing that I still haven't overcome it. Another thing is...
Okay, if you are not willing to devote this much time in high school to your art and design pursuit, then don't expect to ever be considered for a scholarship. Remember, most scholarships, both art and athletic, are partial scholarships. Sure, some are full, but they are rare. Talent is never enough, though. You need to practice and draw daily. You must be willing to devote as much time to your art and design as the athlete devotes to his or her sport. I can never guarantee your acceptance or a scholarship, but I can guarantee if you do spend this much time on your art while doing well in your other subjects, you will easily be competitive for at least half tuition scholarships. I am a very good art teacher, but I am not the only one. I want my students to enjoy as many drawing and artistic experiences with as many different teachers as possible. They need to experience different points of view. Ultimately, what I do is to prepare them for others to take them further and give them new art experiences. My job is to teach them to become the kind of person who would have what they want. I like to tell parents that I merely give them a little piece of candy, their initial challenging art experience, and then point to the door of the candy shop down the street, the art college, where they can taste all the varieties of candy, prepare them for professional practice that they could ever want. With this in mind, I encourage all of my junior and senior level studio art students to take a figure drawing class from a local art college or artist studio that offers open or directed drawing from live nude models. With this advanced subject matter in your portfolio, you will show to any art college the level of commitment you have toward your future. I also encourage current juniors during the summer between their junior and senior years to take a challenging pre-college figure drawing, summer portfolio development, or painting class in order to expand your artistic development. The best types of programs involve staying in dorms and getting a complete college experience. Having a dormitory experience before college can help you make a better choice for your first-year roommate. Many schools offer college credit for the program and give the student experiences in several majors with the option to either specialize or try classes in a variety of areas. I just want to mention a personal note here. Every student that I had go to one of these summer programs came back a much more mature, I guess you could say, college student. The AP Advanced Placement and IB International Baccalaureate portfolio is likely to be slightly different from your entrance and scholarship portfolios because of the specific requirements spelled out in their instructions. If you have an AP or IB program at your school, please pay strict attention to your AP or IB instructor for following exactly the instructions and requirements. Lastly, I would like to mention something about value. I will speak much more about the concept of value in a later video devoted completely to this subject. For now, though, I want to talk to you about the value, the monetary value of the individual pieces in your portfolio. Most students and their parents rarely think of this very important fact. I have had many students who receive scholarship offers of half, three-quarters, and full tuition. I like to remind my students what that actually means in real-life terms as part of their portfolio. When I give an assignment to students, whether it's an in-class or out-of-class or personally derived assignment, that assignment has value. Remember, the finished portfolio usually has 20 individual works of art. If you receive a $60,000 to $100,000 scholarship, which is very possible, the value of each individual work of art, do the math, is $3,000 to $5,000. What other teacher in your school can give you a homework project and tell you that someone is likely to pay you $3,000 to $5,000 for that specific homework assignment? Just a little food for thought. One final very important thought. Have your portfolio reviewed by an art and design school admissions representative. This can be arranged in several ways. First, go to the annual Portfolio Day sponsored by the National Association of Schools of Art and Design, NASAD schools, near where you live. There is a link on my webpage so you can find the closest school. In response to the COVID crisis, they are giving online and in-person reviews. I usually required all my AP, Art 3, and Art 4 students to attend, asking them to visit at least 3 schools for reviews. Third is to have your portfolio reviewed at your high school. Many art teachers have a good relationship with local and other art colleges and invite art college reps to visit their schools to give presentations about their school, art college in general, art and design, employment opportunities after graduation, and to give portfolio reviews. I used to schedule between 4 to 8 schools a year. I required all juniors to attend the presentation, and if they wanted to, they could stay to observe reviews of senior portfolios. Some schools have visits scheduled during class time, but I always scheduled our visits after school.